Most of us know the feeling. Walking into a store, spotting a new shirt for just a few dollars, and thinking, why not? It feels smart. It feels fun. It feels like we're treating ourselves. And when brands are constantly releasing new styles every single week, it feels harmless to keep buying. But here's the uncomfortable secret. Every cheap outfit we buy carries a hidden price tag that doesn't show up on the receipt. A price paid by someone else. And the deeper you go into it, the darker it gets. Fast fashion isn't just about clothing. It's about the planet people empower. It's about the emotional comfort we get from buying more and the emotional pain that someone else suffers to make it possible. And once you see it clearly, it becomes impossible to ignore. To understand this, we first need to ask, what exactly is fast fashion? The term describes a system that produces clothes faster than ever before, cheaper than ever before, and in far larger quantities than any time in history. Big brands, especially in the US and UK, design new pieces inspired by luxury runways, then rush them into production and on shelves within days. The goal is simple: create endless desire, keep shoppers hooked, make buying clothes feel disposable. And in the past decade, people have started buying 5 times more clothing than previous generations. At the same time, each piece is kept only half as long. But who makes these clothes? And how are they so cheap? This is where the story shifts from convenience to exploitation. Most fast fashion brands outsource their manufacturing to countries where wages are painfully low, labor laws are weak, and workers are easily replaced. Garment workers in Bangladesh, India, Cambodia, and Vietnam are often paid just a few dollars a day. Many of them are women, some of them are children, and almost all of them are living in poverty. The factory conditions are rarely safe. The most horrific reminder came in 2013 when the Rana Plaza garment factory in Bangladesh collapsed, killing more than 100 workers and injuring thousands. These workers were making clothes for some of the biggest fast fashion brands sold in the US and UK. It exposed everything fast fashion tries to hide. The world suddenly realized that cheap clothing wasn't cheap at all. It was costing people their lives. But even after Rana Plaza, not much changed. The industry grew bigger. Clothing became cheaper. Companies became richer. Consumers bought more. And the system kept moving forward, powered by a business model that quietly depends on poverty. It's not that fast fashion brands can't afford to pay workers more. Many of these companies are worth billions. But that isn't the incentive. The incentive is volume. More clothes more often for lower cost. Because that's what creates profit. Workers describe long hours, abuse, discrimination, and pressure to meet impossible production quotas. Reports from factory floors show stories of harassment, assault, and employees being locked inside buildings during shifts. Many workers don't have contracts. Most have no medical support. If they complain or try to organize unions, they are fired. So what choice do they have? And here's the difficult part for shoppers in the US and UK. This system continues because it works for us. We like cheap fashion. We like new outfits for every event. We like shopping hauls, seasonal drops, and impulse buys. If the true cost was printed on the label, many people would walk away. But because the cost is hidden, we buy without thinking. The environmental side of fast fashion is just as alarming. Clothing production now creates more greenhouse gases than international air travel and shipping combined. Most cheap clothes are made from synthetic fibers like polyester, which comes from oil. Every time we wash these clothes, tiny plastic fibers break off and flow into rivers and oceans. Scientists estimate that around 35% of the world's microplastic pollution comes from washing synthetic clothes. Wildlife ingest these plastics, and eventually they end up inside us. Then there's water. Producing a single cotton shirt requires up to 700 liters of water. That's nearly 3 years of drinking water for one person. And yet millions of shirts are thrown away every day. Globally, the fashion industry uses 93 billion cubic meters of water each year. Meanwhile, communities living near textile factories struggle with polluted rivers and disappearing lakes. And the dyeing process is toxic. Chemicals used to color clothes are often dumped untreated into waterways. In some regions of Bangladesh and India, rivers run bright blue, red, or green, depending on what color is being produced that week. The water becomes undrinkable. Crops die. Skin diseases rise. And the people living there are blamed for being poor, even though the poverty is created by the industry itself. So why do brands keep pushing more clothes? Because the customer habits we've developed over the last decade are incredibly profitable. Social media has accelerated everything. Influencers advertise outfits, daily micro-trends explode overnight, and what's fashionable today becomes outdated within weeks. Fast fashion companies monitor these trends in real time, analyze data from millions of searches, and produce clothes in response. The next question is why people keep buying even when they already know the impact. And the answer lies in psychology. Shopping triggers dopamine. It gives a sense of excitement, relief, distraction, and control. In a stressful world, buying something new feels like self-care. But the feeling is temporary. Once it fades, we want more. Fast fashion benefits from this emotional cycle. We feel good buying, guilty throwing away, and then comfort ourselves by buying again. And where do all these clothes go when we're done with them? Many people imagine their donations help someone in need. The reality is more complicated. Western countries donate or export millions of tons of used clothing every year, but most of it isn't wearable. The quality is too low to resell. Huge piles end up in landfills across Africa, South America, and Asia. In Ghana, the capital city, Accra, faces mountains of discarded clothes that flow through the streets during rainstorms. The garments clog drainage systems, cause floods, pollute beaches, and smother marine life. Local communities pay the price for waste produced on the other side of the world. Meanwhile, scientists warn that the current level of clothing production is completely unsustainable. If the industry continues at this pace, fashion-related emissions will surge more than 50% by 2030. Many of the materials used in fast fashion take hundreds of years to break down, and in that time they release methane, microplastics, and toxic chemicals. We are building a future ecosystem made of garbage. All of this leads to one simple truth. The cheap price on the tag does not reflect the real cost. The real cost is paid by garment workers struggling to survive. It is paid by rivers poisoned by chemical dye. It is paid by children inhaling plastic particles in polluted oceans. And one day it will be paid by us too, because no one can escape the consequences of a damaged planet. Now comes the more difficult question. If fast fashion is so harmful, why hasn't the world stopped it? To answer this, we need to look at the 4 Ws and 1 H. Who benefits? Corporations and shareholders. Major brands make huge profits by selling in bulk, paying low wages, and outsourcing responsibility. What is driving the growth? Consumer demand for novelty and affordability. The pressure to stay fashionable. The emotional reward of buying. And a business model designed to keep us shopping nonstop. When did this begin? Around the late 1990s and early 2000s, when production moved overseas and companies discovered they could speed up design cycles. The arrival of online shopping then accelerated everything. Where does the damage happen? Mostly in countries far away from Western consumers. Factories in Asia, landfills in Africa, polluted rivers, in India, dying coral reefs in the Pacific. The harm exists out of sight, which makes it easy to ignore. Why does it matter? Because the planet cannot handle unlimited consumption. We are using resources faster than nature can replace them. We are creating waste faster than the earth can absorb it. We are pushing workers to exhaustion for clothes we wear only a few times. How can anything change? That is the hardest part. Fast fashion companies are not going to change voluntarily. Their profits depend on producing more clothes, not less. Governments could regulate the industry, but strong laws require political will. And most political systems are influenced by corporate lobbying, which leaves the consumer. We are told that buying responsibly is our responsibility, but the truth is more complex. Change cannot happen only at the individual level. If people suddenly bought fewer clothes, many workers would lose their jobs. And because garment workers are paid so little, they have no safety net. So the real solution must be a balance. Reduce production, increase wages, invest in recycling, slow down trend cycles, and build a fashion system that respects both people and the planet. And yet, despite all the challenges, something important is happening. Awareness is growing. Documentaries, investigations, and independent journalists are exposing what fast fashion brands want to hide. More shoppers are beginning to ask questions. More young people are supporting thrift stores, upcycling, and sustainable clothing. And once awareness begins, transformation becomes possible. It all boils down to one idea. Fast fashion turned clothing into garbage. It made trends so temporary that people treat clothes like plastic cups. Wear them once, toss them away, and buy more. But clothing used to be different. It used to be personal, something people repaired, passed down, and valued. Now it's entertainment, content, and identity. But the real identity crisis isn't with consumers. It's within the industry. Fashion markets itself as creativity and self-expression while secretly running a machine built on exploitation. Companies post polished sustainability reports while quietly burning unsold stock. They promote recycled collections while releasing thousands of new items every week. They claim to empower women while paying women poverty wages. And here's the truth customers rarely hear. Fast fashion isn't cheap because it's efficient. It's cheap because someone else is underpaid, because environmental rules are ignored, because workers' lives are treated as expendable. So the next time someone picks up a $5 t-shirt, the real question isn't, is this shirt worth buying? The real question is, who paid the rest of the price? No one expects people to stop buying clothes. Everyone needs them. But when we buy less, choose better, repair more, and support ethical brands, something powerful happens. We send a signal. We reshape demand. We reduce waste, and slowly the system begins to shift. Future solutions are already emerging. Fabrics made from recycled fibers, transparent supply chains, living wages, circular manufacturing, biodegradable textiles, and strict environmental standards. But none of these solutions work unless consumers start caring and companies start listening. And maybe that's the real reason fast fashion continues. Because when we buy clothes, we don't think about a factory collapse in Bangladesh. We don't think about rivers turning toxic colors. We don't think about a landfill in Ghana overflowing with unwanted shirts. We think about how we'll look in a mirror. But once we understand what we're part of, the mirror changes. What we wear becomes more than style. It becomes impact. In the end, the dark truth behind fast fashion isn't just a story about clothing. It's a story about global inequality, environmental destruction, and the cost of convenience. And the most surprising part is that the solution isn't massive or complicated. It begins with a pause, a question, a moment of awareness. Because the truth is simple. Every choice we make matters. And our choices together can reshape the future of fashion.